Hey, you are now listening or watching the Halos in the Infield podcast, sponsored in part by Noble L Works over on 1621 South Sinclair, where you can get discounts by just mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield, drink discounts on us, baby. And also by 714 Tickets. The price you see is the price you get, and you also get 10% additionally off in the Apply Now code once you order your tickets just by mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield. Now enjoy the show.
Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Welcome to the Halos in the Infield post-game podcast with Todd Fox, sponsored by Noble Ale Works Brewery, as well as 714 Tickets. This is your nightly destination for all things Los Angeles Angels. Come join Todd as he recaps every thrilling and disappointing moment from tonight's game, win or lose. Get ready for insightful analysis, fan reactions, and Todd's engaging commentary. Plus, fans can call in live to the Halo hotline to have their voices and opinions heard as well.
It's the Halo hotline.
Stay tuned in for your chance to win free Halos merchandise with our weekly trivia.
It's all about the game.
It's time to dive into the heart of Angels baseball with Todd Fox on the Halos in the Infield postgame podcast.
There's a drive from Mike Trout. See you later. That is long gone.
It's the Todd Fox postgame podcast with your host, Todd Fox.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? You're probably looking at me and saying, who the heck is this guy? Well, you guys should know me by now. It's Dominic Lorenz from Catella Chronicles, filling in for the one and only Todd Fox here tonight on the Halos in the Infield post-game show, the one, the only, the best post-game show for everything your Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday night to you. Another victory for the Angels as they go on and defeat the Seattle Mariners today by the final of 5-1. And everything right now is going swimmingly. And as I look right now, as I'm live here on YouTube, we got Facebook, we got Twitter. Couldn't quite get Instagram rolling here tonight for some apparent reason, but that's StreamYard being StreamYard. But we love them regardless, and that's how it goes. Let's see what we got here as the Angels pick up a huge 5-1 victory against the Seattle Mariners today. And right now I'm looking at the YouTube stream, and somehow the camera's not working. So, of course, the one fill-in date for Todd, everything, the technical stuff goes crazy. So let's see if I can adjust StreamYard. We were having issues beforehand with the image going into the screen. So give me a moment here, folks. But while I figure out here for just a second, tell me how you guys feel about the Angels win tonight. And now with the A's beating the Houston Astros, only 8 games out of the division. Are the Angels still alive in this division? Tell me right now in the comment section, because I don't know if the Angels are really in it. Maybe it's that fake mirage that's going on, but let's see what we got. So hold up here for a second, and let's see if this little adjustment in the screen works for the stream. And right now, for some reason, it's not working. I don't know why, as we get everything worked out. But again, it's Dominic from Catella Chronicles. You can hear the sultry sound of my voice as we speak. But let's see what we got as we continue trying to figure out things here on the stream tonight. Filling in for the one and only Todd Fox in the postgame show. But the Angels get a huge 5-1 win against the Seattle Mariners tonight. They take the series with a chance to go for the series sweep tomorrow. And it's an incredible opportunity for the Angels right now, sitting 8 games back of the American League West Division. And somehow, by some strange twist of fate, it could be 7 with a win tomorrow and another Oakland A's win against the Houston Astros. So crazy to believe what could happen for the Angels. But right now, like I said, go into the comments section if you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, and let us know right now, with this 5-1 victory tonight for the Angels, is there a possibility that they could get back in this wild American League West race that has been a really crappy division here so far, with the Mariners falling off, the Astros finding some resurgence, the Rangers not really doing anything too special, and the A's, well, being ass, as they always are, but somehow still finding a way to get the Angels to lose in Oakland, but that was in the past, and now the Angels taking 2 of 3 and make it 3 in a row now after Sunday's win against Oakland and then back-to-back wins here on a Monday and a Tuesday in the Pacific Northwest of Seattle. So while you guys put in your stuff into the chat as we speak, I'm going to try to find out who the heck turned out the lights. Halo Joe in the comment, who turned out the lights? Well, I guess Artie Moreno's not paying my salary today for some reason. He does not want this post-game show to go off without any hitches because, you know, it wouldn't be Artie without Artie. But again, Dominic Lorenz for Catella Chronicles. Once you can see my face, once we'll get there, you can hear me as we speak. But Todd is out tonight with some family stuff going on. I believe he's going to be out today and tomorrow. So I believe if I hear rumblings from the inside sources, Fernando may be the one doing tomorrow's post-game show after the Angels' 12:40 first pitch tomorrow in Seattle. So unfortunately, as Big 20 just put in the comments, no, there will not be any phone calls here tonight. I am not, as you can tell, in the Todd Fox studios because my camera is not working for some apparent reason, even though I am seeing my beautiful face on the StreamYard on my side of things. So really, really strange things are happening. So I'm going to see if I can do a little due diligence of removing myself for 5 seconds, putting myself back on, and finding a way to get back on the stream. So let's see if one way works out. I see the loading thing happening. Let's see if it works. And for some reason, it's not working. Man, Artie Moreno really has the bill cut tonight here for the Angels. But for those that are listening right now that aren't seeing my face, you are not tripping on anything crazy or any whatever stuff that the Angels are smoking lately and trying to get back in this division. But the video is going out right now for some apparent reason here on the stream. So we're going to stop it. And we're going to start it up once again. I don't want to have to end the stream and restart it because that would just be a big pain in the ass. Because, again, Artie Moreno is finding a way to prevent us Angel fans from relishing these moments of not having an identity with this team. And we'll talk about that as we go along here in this post-game show. Right now, I've done all the due diligence that I can do here with the camera setup. So let's go in and out of it, man. For those that are sticking along right now through the post-game little trials and tribulations, I appreciate you, all 41 plus that are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Again, it's the Todd Fox post-game show without Todd Fox tonight, as you can clearly tell because my name's on the bottom of the screen, but you're not seeing any of my pretty face for radio here, folks. That's what we joke about in the broadcasting world is we all have a face for radio. And with the Angels playing that they are the way they have been all season long, there's a couple black eyes, there's a couple busted up lips, but somehow they are still in the ring figuring things out as they take game 2 of this 3-game set against the Seattle Mariners and an opportunity to go for a sweep tomorrow and win 4 consecutive games before welcoming Oakland to the Big A, then a day off, then the Rockies come into town. And in between all of that, the trade deadline is supposed to happen. So we're going to cover the Angels' 5-1 win today, talk about some big, key, important moments for the Angels with players like Jose Soriano with a terrific start at 7 2/3 today. Then, of course, the trade deadline that's looming, the crappy AL West that at this point right now is up for grabs for anybody because at this point of the night, the Angels are 8 games back of the AL West following an A's beating against the Houston Astros. And again, Todd is not here. And yes, I see all you guys in the comments section. Halo Joe, One Jets Pod. I'm trying to figure out the camera. I see myself in the system. I'm looking at myself as if I'm watching it on YouTube, but for some reason, it's not coming across on the YouTube stream. So trying to do some IT work while talking to you guys, the fans. So we're going to figure out what we can do. And I'm going to try a little something here, because why not start off? Because the videos are working, but just not my pretty face for radio is not coming about here. So we're going to keep talking about the Angels' 5-1 victory right now as I try to figure out what the technical troubles are. But Angels, even though scrounging for 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Angels, 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Mariners. Soriano picks up his 6th win of the year. Gilbert suffers his 6th loss of the year. No save of the game. Time of the game, a quick one tonight. 2 hours and 13 minutes in front of 26,496 at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. So the Angels, they got all their runs in one single inning, as well as the Mariners. It was all the 5th inning, 5 runs in the 5th inning. The Angels got their scoring with a bases loaded walk to Mickey Moniak. Zach Neto put on a sacrifice bunt, and it ended up working. The small ball effect and manufacturing runs came into effect as 2 runs came in. Brandon Drury scores, as well as Nolan Shawnoel. And then the bloop 2 RBI single from Luis Rengifo gives the Angels a 5-0 lead. The Mariners did get a run of their own on a Cade Marlowe ground out into a double play that scored Jason Volsler. And that was it. That was the scoring for the night between the Angels and the Mariners. It was all pitching all night as Jose Soriano goes 7 2/3 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, lowering that season ERA to 3.51. He looked great. Ben Joyce finished the night in the 8th inning by walking and getting the final out. And then in chump change time, Contreras comes in, gives up a walk and a strikeout. But both guys out of the pen, Joyce and Contreras, get the job done and throw up 0. So great work tonight from the Angels pitching staff as they get another win under their belt. The Angels improved to 44-57 overall this season, while the Mariners fall to just 3 games over 500 at 53-50. So good work overall for the Angels tonight. We're going to dive into the box score in a couple of moments once we get to the awards for the night, because the Angels did do something positive tonight. It's been a while, but the Angels really needed to get this win and to take right now the first 2 games of the series is great, nevertheless. But you also have to think about it in the sense of the standings. 8 games back in the American League West, Seattle had this division locked up for the better part of the first 3+ months of the season. Then ever since June 18th, it has been all Astros. Seattle has been fumbling, and this division is now completely wide open, and it is anybody's game. Even though the Angels are 8 games back, are we buyers or are we sellers? So as I continue to diagnose the IT problems going on and why you can't see my beautiful face on this post-game show instead of my lovely voice, put into the comments section right now. Are the Angels in contention to fight? I'm not saying win, but fight for a divisional title. They're 8 games back as of right now, and with some lonely teams that are coming up. They finish the series in Seattle, then they come home and face the A's for 4 and the Colorado Rockies for 3. So a lot can be said over the next couple of weeks right now. Who knows? Seattle is playing the typical Seattle card. Houston is doing what they did last year where they come up late. Texas is kind of standing pat at 500 with all of their injuries. And the Angels have done a good job of beating Oakland at times, beating Houston at times, beating Texas at times, and beating Seattle at times, but still not over the 500 cuff, but somehow, some way, still filtering in to this American League West situation. So tell me right now in the comments section, are the Angels in it to at least fight, or are they not going to be in it at the end of the day? And this is a simple mirage, just like where they were a couple weeks ago when they had swept Oakland, took 3 of 4 from Detroit, and kind of gave us a situation of oh, the Angels are in it, and then, oh, never mind, it's not going to work out in the way in which they wanted it to work out. So who knows what the case may be, but tell me right now, what do you think the Angels are going to do in this situation? But before we talk about more and get to the awards for tonight, let's give a shout out to our sponsors, 714 Tickets, Noble Ale Work, and Mezzo. 714 Ticket for all your ticketing needs, not just the Angels, but for any and all football, hockey, basketball, concert. Get your tickets at 714 Tickets, 714 Tickets. And then, of course, go on over to Noble Airworks. Check out all of their amazing brews and seltzers and everything else that they got on tap. Go on, tell them about Heedy, and you will get some awesome deals at Noble Airworks. And let's not forget our friends, our new coming friends at Mezzo's Calzones. Oh my, I've been there. They are absolutely delicious and terrific. They are going to be hosting our July 27th Heedy tailgate at Mezzo's. Again, from 3 to 6 at Mezzo in Anaheim, just right across the way from the Big A at Angel Stadium before the Angels have throwback weekend against the Oakland A's and the Mike Trout bobblehead. So this is a huge opportunity right now for the Angels, but come on down. There's going to be great opportunity. Todd and I will be there amongst the rest of the Halos in the infield crew that are going to be coming on in and enjoying all that Mezzo can offer during the Heat tailgate. That's going to go on from 3 to 6 p.m. And then, of course, the Angel game right after that. Todd and I will be talking and doing our prototypical live stream from Mezzo. So, of course, 714 Tickets, Noble, and Mezzo getting in all the fun with Halos in the infield. And, of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on all things Halos in the infield, as well as myself, Catella Chronicles. And, again, I know you can't see my face right now. We're trying to diagnose some IT issues right now because for some reason I can see myself. It all looks great and perfect on my side of things, but it's not translating onto YouTube for some reason. So for those that are sticking around and listening to the lovely sultry sound of my voice, I appreciate you. And I know Todd appreciates you as well as I fill in for the one and only Todd Fox here tonight. But let's go through the box score right now for the Angels as they pick up a 5-1 victory against the Seattle Mariners. 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Angels. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Seattle Mariners. The win goes to Soriano. The loss goes to Gilbert. And there were some big performers in this game, so why not? Let's dive on into tonight's Golden Stamos. So here we go. The Golden Stamos for tonight's big victory, 5-1. Angels defeating the Seattle Mariners. As I look in the box score, I got to give it to the one and only starting pitcher, Jose Soriano. 7 2/3 innings, 1 run, 3 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. He lowers his ERA to 3.51. Overall, a terrific night. And my thoughts on Jose Soriano is he has been dynamic this season. As a converted reliever to starter, he had the full support of Ron Washington from day one, and he has relished in this role. I'm not a huge proponent of wins and losses for a pitcher because it doesn't tell the tale of the tape 24/7. And Soriano is not a 6-7 pitcher. He had situations where he lost in Cincinnati where he gave up 3 runs, none of them earned because of errors. He had a bad start against Minnesota. His start against Tampa Bay in April, where some errors led to runs, gave him the loss. So I'm not sure what the situation is in that case. Again, I'm not a huge wins and losses pitcher. I'm more of a whip, earned run average, and what is your walk to strikeout ratio in that sense. And right now, all systems are firing in the right direction for Jose Soriano. A 6-7 record now with this win tonight. Again, lowering that ERA to 3.51. He has a 1.71 whip, 77 strikeouts in 95 innings of work. 10 of his 18 games this year as a pitcher for the Angels, he has given up 2 or less runs. That is a huge stat to have as a guy who was primarily out of the bullpen last year, who had a very good season. He had spots here and there, but he was dynamic nevertheless. So overall, good numbers for Jose Soriano. Now in the month of July, he's 2-2 with a 3.57 ERA. You know, his ERA, with the exception of April, where it was 5.49 because of a couple bloated outings, in May, he was 3.28. In June, he did go on the IL due to that infection. The 2 starts he had in June were very good, where he pitched to a 1.93 ERA over 2 starts. So he has been, besides Tyler Anderson, I would say Jose Soriano has been one of the most dynamic pitchers out of this Angels rotation. He's got the stuff in the sense of knuckleball, fastball, changeup, slider. He has the utilization of everything that you want from a starter, and he's been able to use that over the course of the season in a dynamic way. So thumbs up, congratulations. Jose Soriano is your Halos in the Infield Golden Stamos winner of the night. And let's move on now to who is getting the Nacho Award, because I can tell you right now, it's going to someone from Seattle.
I love the nachos, gas station nachos. I love those nachos, yeah. Gas station nachos, ow.
That's right, the Nacho Night Award. I love the intro for it, as all the new graphics and videos uploaded here on Halos in the Infield. So great to have those with us to incorporate you, the fans, with the podcast, the live streams, the post-game show. It is great. But looking at the Mariners line tonight, they only had 3 hits overall tonight. One came from Locklear. The other one came from Vosleur, who was making his MLB debut. And the other one from Marlowe. You know, looking at their pitching, Logan Gilbert, I've seen him pitch in the minors. He is a dynamic pitcher. He had a no-hitter perfect game going on through the first couple of innings tonight, where he completely had the Angels off balance all night long, except he goes 6 2/3 innings. He gives up 5 runs, only 1 of them earned on 4 hits and 8 strikeouts. So I can tell you right now, Logan Gilbert is not getting the Nacho Night. You know who I'm going to give the Nacho Night to? Because I do not like him with a single bone in my body. Seattle Mariners manager Scott Service. That guy is a dweeb. He has a punchable face, and there is absolutely nothing about his coaching I like. How do you have a team on June 18th with a 10-game lead, and it is now evaporated into a tie, or I believe we'll look at the AL West standings right now and see the Houston Astros, even though they have one less win in the win column against Seattle, they are tied for first place with the Mariners. Astros 52-49, the Mariners 53-50. The Angels 8 games back. So I'm giving tonight's Nacho Night to Scott Service, the guy that walks out of the dugout after the sack bunt attempt by Zach Neto to get the second and third run across. If you watch the replay, the third baseman for the Seattle Mariners came up the line into foul territory, which was Jose Rojas, and he cut Brandon Drury's line off, and it created an interference call, and the run was able to score. Scott Service comes out in a huff, like asking, why is this interference? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Know the game of baseball, A, to be exact. B, get your team in shape if you're the Seattle Mariners. I don't know how the Seattle Mariners, year after year after year, still is able to have a job of letdown after letdown after letdown. Scott Service is not the guy for Seattle. I don't know who the guy is in left field. And yes, Grill Master, Josh Rojas, not Jose Rojas, who was an ex-Angel at a certain point. But it's one of those situations where I don't know how a coach like that has a job still. We're in a situation where Seattle is striving to get back to the postseason and trying to have a winning record and trying to get back in some respectable fashion, not only in the American League West, but in the AL and in Major League Baseball. But it's a situation where I don't think he's the guy for the job, and I don't know if he has the right remedy to fix the issues that are going on in Seattle. If I'm the Mariners and I'm Jerry DiPoto and I'm everything that's going on with that organization, Scott Servais is not your guy. So tonight, the Nacho Award for crappy managing and for getting their Mariners into the situation that they are in after starting off so strong, Scott Servais is the guy that gets the Nacho Award tonight. And of course now, the third and final award, who's getting that coveted Golden Dong Award?
It's a big Calhoun, the Golden Dome, for the player who stood out all day long. Stiffest competition on the field, halos in the infield, who's finna be revealed?
And boy, oh boy, the Golden Dong was answered tonight by none other than Luis Rengifo. He comes off the IL and he drops in a huge 2 RBI single in that fifth inning to really give the Angels some insurance runs for the 2-run single. Luis Rengifo tonight goes 1 for 4 with those 2 RBIs. So your Golden Dong of the night goes to Luis Rengifo. Welcome on back. He's now batting .314 here in 2024, potentially a prime trade candidate. We'll see what direction the Angels go, but that is your Golden Dong Award tonight. Luis Rengifo flashing the bat 1 for 4 with a 2 RBI, depositing single into left center field en route to the Angels' 5-1 victory, taking game 2 of this series against the Mariners, and they have a grand opportunity to go for the sweep tomorrow in Seattle at 12:40 for day baseball. But after getting to the awards tonight, let's get into your comment section right now. Once again, Dominic Lorenz from Catella Chronicles here. For some reason, we are having some technical difficulties with my camera that is allowing you to see me all emphatically because the Angels picked up that 5-1 win. But all of you following along, if it's either YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, I appreciate you listening to tonight's post-game show. Again, for some apparent reason, the cameras are not working here on stream, guys, but we do have AKA producer to the stars, Mr. Randy from One Jets Pod and everything else, Fast Times Under the Halo, and he's been a terrific source of knowledge and wealth for us on the background of all the technical stuff. He is in the background right now trying to figure things out. We can't figure it out. We are trying our best, but of course, technology being the biggest ass of them all. And I have a feeling this is Artie Moreno's doing. He knows we're trying to celebrate or win. We're questioning his motives right now at the trade deadline. And he's saying, no, we're done. This is not what you want right now. This is not the way I do things. And, for those that are watching.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's I'm the problem. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's I'm the problem.
Yes, Artie Moreno is the problem. He is the owner of all owners. He is the worst of the best of the worst, whatever you want to call it. Artie Moreno is the guy that is running the Angels right now. So as we figure out the technical troubles that are caused by who again?
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's I'm the problem. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's I'm the problem. It's me.
That's right. Artie Moreno is the problem tonight. He is the one hijacking this post-game show from seeing Dominic Lorenz's from Catella Chronicles' beautiful face that is telling you right now the Angels have won 3 in a row. They have won the first 2 games of this Seattle series, and they're going for the sweep tomorrow against the Mariners at 12:40 on the one and only Bally Sports. That's right. Bally Sports, the coveted theme song, will have the game tomorrow as the Angels look to creep closer towards a 500 record and also first place in the division. So let's get to your comments right now. I asked you at the top of the show, with the Oakland A's defeating the Houston Astros tonight and the Angels picking up the win against the Mariners, the Angels are now only 8 games out of first place in the American League West standings. So a week away from the trade deadline, are the Angels buyers, sellers, or do they stand pat? What is the situation right now for the Angels? And let's see, I'll go through some comments right now on the YouTube page. Yes, Eric, we will get to spritz the clock in just a little bit to celebrate this big win for the Angels. But as I look through the comments, I'll say this. I think the Angels are in a mirage situation where they could be buyers. I think they would have to win tomorrow against Seattle, sweep Oakland, and they would have to get a little bit of help from Oakland and whoever the Houston Astros are playing next. And, you know, the Mariners are sputtering in the wrong direction, so it's going to be interesting to see. As I look at the MLB schedule tomorrow, the A's do host Houston. So if Oakland wins and the Angels win tomorrow, the Angels would be 7 games back coming home to the Big A. The Angels would then play Oakland. Where would Houston go on Thursday? Nowhere, because they're traveling. So the Angels could technically gain a game and a half over the next 2 games. Starting on Friday, the Houston Astros are at home against the LA Dodgers. So what you're telling me right now is, if the Angels beat Seattle tomorrow, sweep Oakland, and our coveted, hated rival, the Dodgers, sweep Houston in Houston, the Angels, by Monday morning, July the 29th, if my math is correct, could be 3.5 games out of first place in the American League West. How crazy would it be? Tell me right now in the chat. How crazy would it be if the Angels were 3.5 games out of first place on Monday, July 29th, the eve of MLB trade deadline day? After all of this talk of Estevez needs to go, Anderson needs to go, Taylor Ward needs to go, Luis Rengifo's on the block, Kevin Pillar could be gone. What if the Angels became buyers because they were only 3.5 games out of a divisional race? What if the Angels were only 5 games out? Would you be a buyer or would you be a seller? That's the question I want to know right now. And I'm looking at some of the comments. Andrew Riva says they absolutely have to sell no matter what. Even if they were 5 games behind, they still got to sell. Honestly, Andrew, I feel that's a 100% valid point. I really do believe that because, you know, what if the Angels get 3.5 games back and then they pull off what they did last year, get all these tradees, and then lose 6 games, fall out of playoff contention, and by September 1st, DFA all these guys and put them on the waiver wire, and it's all for naught. And once again, 2 years in a row, the Angels waste an opportunity to try to get something out of nothing. So I get you. I get you, Andrew. I 100% can understand your point. Joshua Holderman says they're buyers. So now we have a different persona here. Joshua saying they're buyers. Joshua, if you're still in the chat, tell me why the Angels should be buyers in this trade deadline. Mateo saying, Dom, if we make the playoffs, do we give credit to Ron Washington? Honestly, yes. He has been a ride or die guy all season long. 100%. He has told the tell of the tape. And he said, these guys have to learn. These guys have to grind it out. They're going to find their stride at some point, and they will hit it. We saw it against Oakland and Detroit a couple of weeks ago, and then they went on that sputtering losing streak. But now they're finding ways to win against teams that are above 500 within their division. We talked about it at the beginning of the year, how the Angels weren't going to see a divisional opponent until May, and they were going to have to win against divisional opponents to get in this race because everybody else in the American League is a very strong opponent. Cleveland are probably going to be buyers this year, and that's not something you hear at the end of the day. So, in all encompassing, I do think Ron Washington gets a lot of credit in this situation. I don't know how much credit he gets, but definitely he's at the top of the list for getting credit for this Angels resurgence. Looking at more here, on this. We hear JDog1228 saying sell, sell, sell. I know probably Grill Master is saying sell, sell, don't repeat. You know, it's a situation that's going to be very intriguing as things go along here in the 2024 season, as we are now 1 week away. Can you believe it? 1 week away from the MLB trade deadline. So crazy to think of it, but we'll see how it goes. As Dominic Lorenz here, as you're listening to the sultry sounds of my voice tonight here on the Halos in the Infield post-game show, typically with Todd Fox, but with me, Dominic Lorenz, tonight. Todd is out tonight, and he's going to be out tomorrow. Fernando will be in tomorrow to do the post-game show. Hopefully it's after the Angels sweep, but the Angels picking up a 5-1 victory tonight against the Seattle Mariners, taking the first 2 games of the series. And right now, boys, we are on a winning streak, if you can believe it. The Angels on a winning streak, and 3 games to be exact. After looking horrible to start the series off in Oakland, the Angels have found a way to get the job done in Oakland in the final game of that series. Also, take the first 2 games of this series in pretty convincing fashion. Yesterday, very low-scoring game, but they rallied late. They took that momentum into today, and overall, this is the opportunity for the Angels where they've now won 3 in a row.
All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. If we win one today, that's 2 in a row.
The Angels did that.
If we win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. All right, you guys.
Can you believe it? The Angels have a winning streak. They do what they said. Let's listen to that one more time, and let's absorb the moment of the Angels now winning 3. Not 1, not 2, but 3.
Let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. If we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. All right.
That's damn right. The Angels are on a winning streak, and you know what we're going to do because we're on a winning streak before we go back into the comments section? And I know there was some big news today about Mike Trout. He had a rehab assignment at AAA. It didn't go as expected. We'll talk about that in a moment, but you know what time it is. It's time for Spritz O'Clock. At Halos in the Infield in the post-game show. Spritz O'Clock time. It is always fun. And you know why? Because that means we're winning.
Spritz O'Clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast the day. Sip and cheer no matter the score. Spritz O'Clock, let's pour some more. Spritz O'Clock, let's pour some more.
All right, pop that top for it's Spritz O'Clock. Spritz out, everybody. Angels getting the big win today as they defeat the Seattle Mariners 5-1. Again, sorry, and I apologize for the technical difficulties that we are having right now. You can hear the sultry sounds of my voice, which is amazing, but you're unable to see my face right now for the Catella Chronicle Studios, a.k.a. here in Southern California. Myself and Randy from One Jets Pod and Fast Times Under the Halo, and our good buddy that does all the technical work behind the scenes when we need help. He has been trying to diagnose the problem for the last, I would say, 20 or so minutes. Right now, we are unable to figure out the IT problems that are unable to show my gorgeous face and the wonderful Angels D logo that I have right now from the Angels and Ducks combined logo. It's a great gray hat. You've seen me wear it before, but promoting both the Angels and the Ducks right now, if you could only see me right now. But regardless, in this situation right now, as we continue to try to figure out and diagnose the issues that are dealing with the StreamYard and the Halos in the Infield post-game show with why you can't see me at the moment, but you can still hear me, and that's why I am very happy right now. Let's talk about it right now. As we said before, it's Spritz O'Clock. Mike Trout made the news today as he started off a rehab assignment in AAA with the Salt Lake Bees. The plan today was to play 5 innings, get a couple ABs, then DH only tomorrow, and then play 7 innings or more on Thursday before coming back and playing this weekend with the Angels for Throwback Weekend. Well, unfortunately, it did not go to plan as Mike Trout was pulled after the 2nd inning, and he made 2 defensive plays to begin the game in center field. He did strike out in his lone at bat, but then he was pulled because of having knee soreness. Now, after having meniscus surgery and going through all the rehabilitation process, that can happen. Soreness in the knee after not playing as many games and putting all that gravity and that weight bearing on that knee in center field could be an issue. So I'm not surprised that it happened, but it is a little depressing knowing that Mike Trout was in the lineup. He was inching towards returning and going out tonight of the Salt Lake Bees game after 2 innings, 1 at bat. He did make a couple of catches in center field, but he is out with some knee soreness. He is going to stay in Salt Lake tonight. He will be reevaluated tomorrow. So we're going to figure out what the situation is right now for Mike Trout. Maybe not now, maybe tomorrow. Ron Washington said he will figure out some issues the rest of the night and into tomorrow. But Mike Trout did come out of the game after 2 innings. It's a tough situation. We all love Mike Trout. I know some of us can't stand him like R. Martinez, and I know Grill Masters calling him 4A. He's got to be shut down. To me, this is what the situation is right now for Mike Trout. He's getting older. He's been in the league for a long time. And I think the Angels really need to evaluate him in the situation where he is going to be a predominant DH type player, almost like what Albert Pujols was at the end of his career with the Angels before he left and went to the Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals. I think Mike Trout's just at the age where his body's breaking down. Father Time is undefeated unless you're Tom Brady in that situation. But the Angels got to figure out a way to preserve as much of Mike Trout as they possibly can, have him focus strictly just on the at-bats. And I think for the remainder of this season, the Angels have the opportunity to do that, especially if they don't trade at the trade deadline. You can keep Moniak in center, Joe Adell in right, Taylor Ward in left. Mike Trout can be your DH. And instead of having Willie the Don Calhoun or Kevin Pillar or rotating everybody at this situation, I think Mike Trout's best opportunity is to be the primary designated hitter for the remainder of this year, if and when he comes back to the Angels after this questionable situation of, is he hurt? Is he not? What will the MRI or X-ray show of the knee soreness that he suffered tonight at AAA Salt Lake? Again, he went 0 for 1 with the strikeout, made 2 catches out in center field, but then was pulled after 2 innings due to knee soreness. So that's the update we have on Mike Trout right now. Let's get back into the comments section. Let's see what we got. I know a couple of questions asking me on my take on a couple things, so let's see where we're at here in the comment section. Halos Forever. Who is going to want to come to Anaheim? How can they be buyers? They are young. If they decide to be sellers, who do they want? That's a great question because Trout and Rendon's contract are on the hook. Who are the Angels willing to buy and give up? The farm system's not that great. It's one of the bottom 5 farm systems in Major League Baseball. But the Angels have a plethora of outfielders right now. If Mike Trout comes back and he's the predominant DH, then that kind of knocks out Willie Calhoun and Kevin Pillar. Kevin Pillar could be an expandable piece at this point because if Mike Trout comes back and is healthy, quote unquote, that could be an opportunity for the Angels. Pitching right now, Ben Joyce could be the closer, so you could expand Carlos Estevez to get a bigger name to come to Anaheim. But I really do think the Angels in this case scenario right now, do you trade somebody like Reed Detmers, who's been stuffed at AAA right now because he can't figure things out? If selling and giving up Reed Detmers to get a win now piece that could help the Angels, if they are, and this is a big if, within 3.5 games of the division, and it could really help the Angels in that cash scenario, then give up Reed Detmers. He hasn't proven anything here with the Angels at the big league level. Yes, he had the no-hitter. He's had a couple of, dominant performances, but nothing at all has jumped off the page of Reed Detmers, especially in the "what have you done for me now" situation. So that could be an expandable piece in that sense. Andrew Rivas checking on in. Multiple sources stating that soreness for Mike Trout is completely normal, which I touched upon in my recap of Mike Trout being pulled tonight. It's a tough situation to have when the Angels think they're going to rally and come back and put up a winning streak. Something always goes wrong. That's the typical Angels mentality. We think we have it, and then we don't. Tough, right? It's just how it's been for the last decade for the Angels. But we keep trying and trying and trying in that situation. And somehow Artie Moreno knows how to choke in these situations because he can't figure out, do we buy? Do we sell? But in the end of the day, we do get choked on, right?
John Stamos choked on me.
Yeah, Stamos choked on you a little bit, but I think we need to change the word Stamos.
Choked on me. John Stamos choked on me.
Artie Moreno in that case scenario, because Artie keeps choking and choking and choking when he gets to that point. But hey, the Angels are winning, which means
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there.
It's true. The Angels by winning. They've won 3 games in a row in that case, and it's feeling a little bit that the Angels could be buyers in this situation if they continue to win out some ball games. They're playing some inferior teams right now. Oakland has a worse record than them. Colorado has a worse record than them. Those are games that you should be winning. And this season, the Angels have had better luck against Oakland at the Big A than at the Coliseum. And thankfully, the Angels are not going back to the Oakland Coliseum the rest of this year. So maybe that falls into the Angels' winning ways and can get on the winning page. If they sweep Seattle tomorrow, sweep Oakland this weekend, Oakland beats Houston tomorrow, and the Dodgers sweep Houston in Houston this weekend, guess what, fans? Even though you can't see me on the screen, turn up the volume. Get ready to hear what I'm saying at this moment, because it could be a little bit like Spritz o'clock right now. If the Angels sweep Seattle tomorrow and sweep Oakland this weekend, Oakland beats Houston tomorrow, and the Dodgers beat Houston all weekend long, we could go into July 29th on a day off before the Colorado Rockies series on the eve of the trade deadline. Yes, you heard me right. Eve of the trade deadline. The Angels could only be 3.5 games out of the division. Now, I'm not trying to be a halo honk. I'm literally presenting the facts. Do I think the Angels are going to do this? Honestly, you could get a coin, flip it 1,000,000 times, and still have 50-50 odds, because the Angels at this point are at the case scenario where it's Jekyll and Hyde. You never know what's going to happen at this point. But the Angels are on a...
All right, you guys, let's listen up.
Winning
We won a game yesterday.
on Sunday.
We win one today. That's
They did
2
Monday.
in a row. We win one tomorrow. That's called a winning streak. All right.
And they did do that today. The Angels did have a winning streak today by figuring out a way to defeat the Seattle Mariners. Now, yes, it may sound a little honkish. Yes, I know. It does sound honkish. But we're in a situation now. I'm just presenting facts. I'm not getting on the soapbox and saying this is what it is. These are the numbers. You guys know me when I'm on with Todd or anywhere else. I am strictly a numbers guy. And the numbers are saying if the Angels win and Houston loses, the Angels are 3.5 back. Now, we as Angel fans that have been through this together for a very long time, we're not getting our hopes up. If the Angels win, they win. If we lose, it's the same old stuff at the end of the day. What we don't want is to get our hopes up and then have
Emotional damage.
and being buttercupped, as R. Martinez puts in the chat. We don't want to have to deal with
Emotional damage.
and buttercupped, because that's what we do nowadays. We have to get into this positivity, and as some people put it in the chat. Sega Boy W says toxic positivity. That sums up a guy that we love to call Mr. I don't know. How do we call it? I think we call him this guy right now because he is in charge of wrecking this post-game show for having you see me.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. I'm the problem. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. I'm the problem. It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. I'm the problem.
That's right. Artie Moreno is the problem. And somehow, some way, the Angels of recent are winning in spite of Artie Moreno's BS. The Angels have won 7 of the last 10 games, 8 games out of first place. All the numbers I've thrown out at you, if they beat the Mariners tomorrow and sweep the Oakland A's this weekend, and Houston somehow falls flat on their face and loses their next 4 games, which is Oakland tomorrow, they have Thursday off, and then they have the Dodgers this weekend, the Angels would be 3.5 games behind the Astros going into the eve of trade deadline on Monday. Now, Sega Boy W puts a good stuff in the chat. Parade on Catella, let's riot. If the Angels somehow find themselves, I don't care if we make the playoffs or not, if the Angels find themselves in first place, even for one day this year, from this point on, from today to the end of the season, if the Angels even grasp first place for one day, what do, Angel fans? Do we go streaking? Do we go crazy? Do we just say, screw it, whatever? What would you do if the Angels, are we like Roger Lodge and we are bootlicking house man?
Call me a bootlicking house man all you want. I don't give a damn. Call me a...
Who knows? Or maybe do we just sit at home with our thumb up our butt like this? You know, and just enjoy the Angels being there for a day. Or are we scared and this happens?
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
If we're sellers, you want to hear this. You don't want the Angels to be in first if we're sellers at the end of the day. But who knows?
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? Playoffs? Don't talk.
Playoffs. Playoffs. Can you believe I'm talking about playoffs right now on the Halos in the Infield post-game show? The one and only true Angels fan post-game show for you. Even though, yes, it is a little different tonight. Unfortunately, Todd is not here. Unfortunately, you can't see my face due to technical difficulties. And unfortunately, there won't be any phone calls tonight. But for those that are listening along, chiming in on the group chat, if you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, even though you can't see me, I tip my cap to you and I thank you so much for following along. We are not done here tonight. We're going to stay on, I would say, for about another 5 to 10 minutes to get into the group chat, talk about the Angels win, figuring out what in the heck are the Angels doing right now. Are we buyers? Are we sellers? Do we stand pat? Are we battling for the AL West 8 games back? The opportunity is there. The opportunity is there with how shitty, yes, crappy, shitty, disgusting this AL West is this year. The Mariners were 10 games ahead in first place on June 18th over the Rangers and the Astros. They have lost it. They are now tied for the American League first place standing at this moment right now. It's crazy to believe right now that this is the case right now, but hey, what are we going to do as Angel fans? Hey, guess what? We won tonight, folks. We won. And just for tonight, even if it's one night, even if we only win one game the rest of the season, we are going to earn it. We're going to enjoy it. And make me sound like a bootlicking house man like Roger Lodge. We found a way to do it. And the Angels have won 3 in a row. And again, this could all go for naught. Because the Angels, like back at the end of, the end of June, could go on a 6-game losing streak tomorrow. Yep, there goes the honk noises as the producer to the Stars is checking in. Again, you can't see me. You can't see Randy because, again, technical difficulties going on with the stream right now. But you can hear us. You can hear my voice. You can hear all the sound bites. You can hear the videos because this is the #1 post-game show. Who cares what anybody else says? Who cares what other people try to say? This is the #1 stuff right now for the Angels. And hey, they've won 3 games in a row. This is the best. This could be the best that we get the rest of the year. Who knows? But the Angels are doing business, winning once again tonight by the final of 5-1. Yes, did I say winning?
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Hey, now what? The Angels have won 3 games in a row. If you're just tuning into the post-game show right now, I'll do a little bit of a recap. Todd is not here. He will not be here tomorrow as well. Fernando will be taking over the post-game show duties tomorrow. Angels final game against the Seattle Mariners, 12:40 p.m. on the one and the only Valley Sports West. That's right. Valley Sports West with Mark Gubaza, Wayne Randazzo, and the least talented Erica Weston. We're in a situation where the Angels could sweep the Seattle Mariners, and that would be the Angels in their last 6 games against the Mariners have won 5 of their last 6. Tip of the cap to that right there. It's always good to get wins against your divisional foes. If it's the Astros, if it's the Rangers, if it's the Mariners, if it's the A's. But the Angels are doing that right now, and they have won 3 consecutive games against AL West opponents. Sunday against the A's, yesterday against the Mariners, and today against the Mariners, once again by the final of 5-1. The Golden Stamos today went to Jose Soriano, went 7 2/3 innings, gave up 1 run on 3 hits, had a couple of strikeouts. His repertoire was working great. He was confident. He was not nibbling. He was a shark. He was attacking the zone against those Mariners batters. So Golden Stamos tonight went to Jose Soriano. The Nacho Night went to Seattle Mariners manager Scott Service. I do not like him. I think he's a dweeb. He has a punchable face, and I think he has every right to be fired for the inconsistencies that he has brought to this Mariners organization, or at least the continuous losers that the Mariners are in this case scenario. And then, of course, the golden dong of the night, the big hit of the night, went to Luis Rengifo, his clutch 2 RBI single, his first day off the injured list, and he goes 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. The Angels win, and you know what that means. Let's play it for you, fans. That's right, Stukas. Angels get the win tonight, celebrating. We got Spritz o'clock, we got Stukas, we got everything for you here tonight on a little bit different style of the Angels Halos in the Infield post-game show with Todd Fox. But tonight it's Dominic Lorenz from Catella Chronicles. You can hear the sultry sound of my voice. Tip of the cap right now to producer of the Stars, Randy, who's in the background right now trying to figure out the IT problems that we're having, but not working out. But at least you guys can hear me. And maybe I'm a ghost. I'm ghost of Artie Moreno past, and I'm bringing winning, yes, winning back to the Halos in the Infield post-game show and to the Angels in general. Why not? You know, we got to do it somehow, some way. We have to bring the Angels back to winning form, however it takes. The Angels got to do it. Yes, I sound a little honkish. Yes, I'll keep it going. Yes, it's a little honkish tonight. But hey, the Angels are winning 3 in a row. We don't know how many wins we're getting this season.
I'm by winning. I win here and I win there. Now what?
Hey, if we're by winning here and there, and maybe, just maybe, I might talk about playoffs. And some people right now on the stream, if you're on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, are probably saying, playoffs?
How dare you?
I know. How dare I? How dare I get your honky hopes up. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But the Angels could do it. And even if at the end of the day we get to a state where we are this.
Emotional damage.
It's not like we haven't been at that point before here, folks. We have been
emotional damage
for the last decade plus, since 2014, when we got swept out of the playoffs after having the best record. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? No. But still, I think at the end of the day, we still have to enjoy the Angels getting a win. We can be pissed off that this team is under 500, probably not going to make the playoffs, and all the bad shit that's happened to us over the last decade plus.
How dare you?
Absolutely. Yes, I know. How dare I? How dare I talk like this? But guess what? I'm running the post-game show tonight. And even though y'all can't see me, and I'm looking right in the camera right now, even though I can see myself on my screen, but you guys can't see anything if it's on YouTube or Facebook or X, wherever you're watching, this is how it is right now. The Angels get a win tonight. And regardless of the bad news of Mike Trout rehabbing tonight in Salt Lake, he went 0 for 1 with the strikeout, had 2 catches in the outfield, then was pulled after 2 innings with knee soreness. We're not shocked.
Here we go again.
Well, yes, to producer to the stars. Play that one more time. For some reason. It makes sense.
Shit. Here we go again.
Exactly. Is this the time where the Angels positively or negatively, oh shit, here we go again. Are we going to win and be fake contenders? Maybe. And be 3.5 games back on Monday morning, July 29th? Yep. On the eve of the trade deadline 2024. Don't forget, that fart noise could be really intact when we get to August and September, when the Angels may be, or could be, or probably out of the running for postseason contention. But speaking of trade deadline, this is the shameless plug here in my monologue. Tuesday, July 30th. It's the trade deadline. And where else are you going to want to be? Where else are you going to want to be than here on the Halos in the Infield YouTube channel, Facebook page, Twitter, somewhere? Todd, Fernando, myself, and many more of the Heedy crew people are going to be together for a very special trade deadline show. 12:30 to 3:30 p.m. I just finished the graphic. And if I was smart, producer to the stars, play the fart noise again, because I'm not smart. Yeah, exactly. That was what was going on in my brain. I could have posted on this podcast, post-game style, right now, and showed you the beautiful thing that I set up for you, but we'll post it on the Heedy pages and Catella Chronicles right after this, after the post-game show shuts down in just a few moments. But 12:30 to 3:30 on July the 30th, the Halos in the Infield trade deadline special. We will give you all the coverage of all the trades that go down in those 3 hours. We'll recap what goes on, and we'll see where the Angels are at that point. Don't forget to give a shout out to 714 Tickets, Noble Ale Work, and Mezzo Calzones. We will be at Mezzo Calzone on Saturday, this Saturday, July the 27th, as the Angels host the Oakland A's. It will be the Halos in the Infield tailgate party, 15% off. There's going to be a lot of deals at Mezzo, garlic knots. The food is terrific. Come on out between 3 and 6 to join us and celebrate the Angels and just be with Angel fans and hang out. Typically, we do the tailgate party underneath the Big A, but this year we wanted to show some love to Mezzo and for all the work that they have done to support us here at Halos in the Infield. We're going to give that love right back to them this weekend. And of course, 714 Tickets and Noble Ale Works, they have been there from the jump, and we are exceptionally thankful for that as well. So much going on. You have the podcast right now. You got the podcast during the week. You got Fernando on the post-game show tomorrow. The Angels looking for a sweep tomorrow before coming on home. You got Throwback Weekend. You got the T-shirt giveaway on Friday. You got the Trout bobblehead on Saturday. You also have on Saturday the Heedy tailgate at Mezzo. Check that out. Visit us. I'm going to be there. Todd's going to be there. Everybody is going to be there as far as I know, unless somebody is going to drop out. And if somebody drops out, I'm going to be very disappointed in that sense. But Mezzo is the place to be. The tailgate party from 3 to 6, the fourth annual, can't believe it. If you mention the word Hiti, H-I-T-I, you get 15% off your entire order. You get free garlic knots and a Sell the Artie t-shirt with every meal purchase, and you get to purchase raffle tickets to win some awesome prizes. So come on out to the Hiti tailgate, 714 tickets, Noble Ale Works, all at Mezzo Calzones. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. If you don't know where Mezzo Calzones are, 2406 East Catella Avenue in Anaheim, just outside of Angel Stadium, kind of near where the old Hooters used to be. But that's what's coming on deck. And of course, on July the 30th, on the trade deadline day, 12:30 to 3:30 here on the Halos in the Infield, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all the different sorts of pages. Todd, myself, Fernando, we will have the trade deadline special. So much to look forward to here on Halos in the Infield. Before we go tonight, let's enjoy a couple more things together as a fan base, because you know what time it is? It's Spritz o'clock.
Spritz o'clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer, no matter the score. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more. Spritz o'clock, let's pour some more.
Yes, indeed. It is Spritz o'clock as the Angels pick up a 5-1 victory tonight against the Seattle Mariners. For all that have watched on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, or wherever else, you may watch this tomorrow, the next day. I sincerely apologize for the technical difficulties tonight. I thank you for listening to this Halos in the Infield post-game podcast show tonight. Typically, it's with Todd Fox. Todd Fox is out tonight. Fernando will be in tomorrow as well because Todd will be unable. He is at work. So with tomorrow, 12:40 start, Fernando will have the post-game show tomorrow. But I thank you for following along tonight, for commenting along. I know we didn't get to as many comments as we wanted to because of all the technical troubles. But thank you for all coming on in, asking questions, posting the comments, talking amongst yourself. But the Angels get the win. Again, the recap, Golden Stamos goes to Jose Soriano. Nacho Award to Scott Service, the Seattle Mariners manager. The big Dong Award, the Golden Dong, goes to Luis Rengifo. And, of course, we played a little Spritz o'clock and one more tie tonight. Let's play a little Stukas. That's right. It's a celebratory night tonight as the Halos in the Infield postgame show today, hosted by yours truly, Dominic Lorenz from Catella Chronicles. Yes, it looked a little different because of the technical troubles that we had, but hopefully when Fernando is on tomorrow for the postgame show tomorrow filling in for Todd, it will look much better. But
there's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight, which makes me so horny, and me love you long time.
That is correct. Thank you, of course, to the producer of the Stars, Randy, in the background. He jumped on in. You guys haven't seen him because of the technical troubles, but I know he's poked in trying to help me out on my end of things and on the chat side of things, so you know he's there. But Randy, I know you're following along here. Thank you for your help along the way trying to diagnose the problems, but he's been the one pressing some of the buttons, and of course, it's been fun along the way. But to close up shop tonight, don't forget, again, the tailgate on Saturday at Mezzo Calzones. Please be there. If you are there, looking forward to meeting all you guys and seeing some familiar faces. Todd, myself, the whole Hiti crew, or as many of us that can be there, will be there, which is awesome within itself. July 30th, the trade deadline special right here on the Hiti YouTube page, Facebook, or Twitter. at 12:30 to 3:30 on Tuesday, July 30th. I will be on that show just for a little bit because I will be in attendance. I will be going to the Angels and Rockies game on Tuesday the 30th. So if you're at the game, you want to say hello. I forget where my tickets are, but we'll figure it out as we go along. I'll be posting on the Catella Chronicles Instagram page. And what else? Show some love to 714 Tickets. Show some love to Noble Ale Works. Show some love to Mezzo Calzones. They have been awesome from the jump for us, supporting the one, the only, the best page for Angels coverage. And yes, I know I'm Catella Chronicles. I do Angels and Ducks. And you're probably saying, well, aren't you the number one? No. Heedy is the OG. They have welcomed me in with open arms. It has been a crazy spring and summer for myself, so I'll be honest, I haven't given as much love to Catella Chronicles as I wish I could. But again, as y'all know, especially with IT troubles tonight, life happens, but we push on, we move on, and we try to put on the best show as possible. So give some love to those guys out there. Halos in the Infield is the best. Follow them along. Do not listen to what anybody else says. This is the place to be for podcast coverage, post-game show, social media, and all the live streams that we're doing. This is the time. So for Dominic Lorenzo, Catella Chronicles, and the lovely sultry sound of my voice, I know you couldn't see my face, but thank you guys for following along tonight on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And for one more time tonight, who are we blaming for the technical troubles tonight? It's this guy.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. I'm the problem.
That's right. Artie Moreno is the guy that screwed up this post-game show tonight. He didn't want us talking positively or even negatively about that squad. He wants to silence us in that situation, but we figure it out regardless at the end of the day. But for all involved with Halos in the Infield post-game show, I'm Dominic Lorenzo, Catella Chronicles. Big shout out to Randy from One Jets Pod and the background, Mr. Technical, Mr. Producer to the Stars tonight. Randy, thanks so much for trying to hop on and help out the situation. And for you, the fans, for tuning on in and supporting Halos in the Infield. Until tomorrow, Angels 1240, looking for the sweep of the Seattle Mariners tomorrow. Maybe make it 4 in a row and come home to the Big A. Again, if you're honkish out there, Angels win the next 5 games and Houston loses, Angels could be 3.5 back going into the off day on Monday, July 29th. We'll see what happens, but enjoy the win for the rest of the night. We'll see what happens tomorrow afternoon. And don't forget, Fernando will be on and hosting the Halos in the Infield post-game show for Todd Fox because he will be at lovely work. But until then, I'm Dominic. Cheers to your rest of your night. Happy victory. Light that baby up as the Angels win their 3rd in a row against the Mariners. Good night, everybody.